listening to the Digitally Irresistible podcast, where we cover the optimization of digital technologies and irresistible people. Brought to you by iQor. Each episode features someone who sheds a little more light on the ins and outs of delivering a great employee and customer experience that has a measurable impact on the business. And now, here's today's guest. Welcome to another episode of the Digitally Irresistible podcast. I'm your host, Bernie Borges. Today's guests are Chris Fago and Kyle Pierrehumbert from Palo Alto Networks and John O'Malley from iQor. Welcome, Chris, Kyle, and John.
Thanks, Bernie.
Hey,
Welcome,
Bernie.
Glad to have you guys here. Well, gentlemen, we recently announced that iQor has selected Palo Alto Networks' Prisma Cloud native application protection platform for integration into our digital ecosystem to further enhance cloud security. Now, this integration supports iQor's digital transformation initiative to increase our footprint in the cloud while keeping security as a top priority and ensuring end-to-end visibility across all cloud platforms. So on this episode, we're going to unpack what this announcement means to our clients and to the customer experience that we create for our clients and customer. But first, let's begin with your backstory. There's three of you, so let's keep it brief. Give us your backstory, how you got to where you are today. Chris, we'll begin with you.
Thanks, Bernie. Hey, everybody. My name is Chris Fago, and I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. When I was in high school, I was most likely voted to have my own talk show, so it's only natural that I found a career in software sales. I got bit by the startup bug and joined a cloud security company called Redlock as the third sales hire, and that ended up in an acquisition by Palo Alto Networks in 2018. In my current role, I'm a technical sales manager on the Prisma Cloud team, helping large enterprise organizations secure their applications from code to cloud.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. Kyle?
Hey, Bernie. Thanks for having us. I'm Kyle. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. And my story is I've always been hands-on with technology, and I really love talking to people. So this naturally led me into software sales. I've been lucky enough to work at some of the largest cybersecurity companies today. And now I'm a cloud security solutions architect at Palo Alto Networks.
Thank you, Kyle. John, you're up.
Hey, Bernie, how are you? I'm John O'Malley. I come from Washington Township, New Jersey. As a little kid, I just grew up loving computers and really computer games, playing on some of the old Apple IIs and Commodore 64s. But ultimately went to college, got a mechanical engineering degree, but then realized that really computers, IT, and, InfoSec was kind of the way to go. So I kind of got back into that when I went into consulting organization for about 14 years. Joined an HR software as a service company for about 3 years, and then ended up over at iQor running the infrastructure team for the past 7 years. Just recently, I've been moved over onto the security team to actually take the position as a chief security officer.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, John, we're going to stay with you. I want to begin by asking you, what business initiatives does iQor have that required a solution like Prisma Cloud?
Well, as we're transforming our entire stack, everything from applications to our services, to all the different tool sets that we offer out to our customers, we're in the process of moving a lot of stuff into the cloud, be it a public cloud, be it a software as a service cloud. Everything is moving that direction. We were looking around for a product set, such as Palo Alto's Prisma Cloud to kind of help secure the environment. And we realized that, Palo is already a proven partner of ours. They secure our parameters on the firewall. They help protect our data within the networks. Why not extend that out to take the Palo and take the next step into the cloud journey with them and start to look at other things such as our network objects, our storage objects, the services, the servers, and our code that we put into our repositories. And so far, they've been doing a great job of helping us along that journey and really improving our posture.
Chris, how is this going to support iQor's digital transformation initiative?
Great question, Bernie. Thinking about what John said, it's important to understand what Prisma Cloud is. So when we think about Prisma Cloud, it is a CNAPP, which stands for Cloud Native Application Protection Platform. That is a term that was coined by Gartner, and ultimately it can be summed up as a set of security and compliance capabilities that are designed to secure and protect your cloud native applications from development to production. So when we think about how Prisma Cloud can help support iQor's digital transformation initiatives, it's very simple. We are able to help them increase their footprint in the cloud while ensuring that they have security as a top priority and keeping end-to-end visibility across all their cloud platforms.
Kyle, can you elaborate on that a little bit? How is the Prisma Cloud platform supporting our cloud first strategy?
Yeah, certainly. So, to John's point, as iQor is moving quickly to the cloud and really leveraging cloud native technologies to ultimately deliver better customer outcomes to your customers, it becomes there's a new set of challenges. Gone are the days where you can just put a firewall in front of everything. As we're looking at cloud native infrastructures, there are new opportunities to inject security. And the way that we look at this is at every phase of the cloud native application lifecycle is a new opportunity to insert security. So, what does that look like? Maybe at the very beginning, it's doing code checks, letting you know what may go wrong if you put a resource into production the way you have it configured in, like an infrastructure as code template. And then this extends and into the runtime of the cloud environment as well. So, really, what we're able to do for iQor is constantly answer the question of, is our public cloud environment secure? And are we facing any active threats today?
And John, back to you. Elaborate on how this is going to simplify your world, increase efficiency, et cetera.
So one of the things that my team is now in charge of, especially running the security, is audits, compliance, certifications. This tool, I'm going to be able to continuously monitor, continuously look at my cloud infrastructure, and ensure that all the controls that we put in place are adhered to. If they're not adhered to, we'll actually send up an alert and we'll actually go ahead and actually get them fixed. What that does is simplifies the audit process. It simplifies my ISO 27002, my SOC 1, my SOC 2 high trust, certifications that come in. So I'm no longer concerned. Well, I'm always going to be concerned about it, but I'm not actually going back and doing a brand new audit every single time we touch that. We're going to be able to look at the tools such as Prisma Cloud and actually use a lot of the findings to help drive those audits, drive those certifications. It'll now allow my team, instead of just auditing and looking at what we've done, to continue the development, continuing the enhancement of what iQor puts out.
Chris, as you know, in recent times, the work at home model has been really prevalent, but it's also increased vulnerability. So, how does Prisma Cloud help us with that?
Yeah, I mean, when we think about the pandemic, organizations were able to expand their cloud workload deployments at a rapid pace, but we also saw more cloud security incidents as cloud security investments lagged behind. So when you think about how Prisma Cloud can help iQor with their digital transformation, it's important to understand for their customers and positive security outcomes that we're now going to be able to provide an additional layer of security to assist with the multi-cloud protection deployment while providing real-time insights to potential vulnerabilities for iQor.
And listen, as Chris pointed out, once COVID hit, the pandemic hit, we were initially struck with how do we actually send our agents home? We had a variety of Philippines, India, United States, all telling us that we were not able to have people in the office, yet we still had a business to run. So we had to, for all intents overnight, turn our employees into work and home employees. So we were now delivering services, not just in a secure facility. We're now delivering them from their home, which is everyone knows is insecure. Couple that with actually some of these services being cloud services. So how do we wrap that security model around what we're delivering to the users that can be consumed in a secure fashion at home? And Prism's been enabling us to do that pretty well.
So, Kyle, how does Prisma Cloud ensure that iQor's development team is working with best practices securely?
Yeah, really great question. And one of the ways that I think that we're really helping iQor is we're ultimately taking the guesswork out of cloud security. Security is now not just a security team effort, it's truly a full business effort. We see a lot of developers now that need to be security minded, and ultimately we're helping them answer the right questions when it comes to, are we developing securely, or are the cloud native applications that we're leveraging created in a secure manner? We help them answer this question quickly and ultimately deliver the technology back to the business that iQor needs.
And actually not just deliver. And that's one of the things that we liked about the product. When we looked at it, we have a DevSecOps model. And one of the things that I can't have is my teams be experts in all. While we want to develop securely, I want my developers to develop really good, efficient code, yet actually have the peace of mind that as they deploy it into the cloud, it is secure. Prisma will bring that to the cloud. The infrastructure teams that we have, they're going to actually go out and create environments for the development team to consume. They have to do that securely. And I keep using that word secure. And that's one of the key things that we have out here. It allows the infrastructure team to focus on their needs and not necessarily become security experts as well as infrastructure experts. So not everybody can have a security expertise, but we're able to actually deliver as if we do.
Terrific. Thank you. Well, gentlemen, we've reached the point in the podcast where we transition to the fun question. And John, since you're up on stage, we'll start with you. When you're not working, John, what do you like to do for fun?
Years ago, I used to actually be a coach for my son in soccer, but now that he's in high school, I'm now just a parent on the side. So I'm actually trying to figure out what am I going to do with that 2 to 4 hours twice a week that I didn't do, and what am I going to do with the fact that I no longer get a red or a yellow card on a game. So I'll figure it out. Now it's good. The kids are great, and I have fun with the kids and the wife and the dog.
That's great. Chris, how about you? What do you do for fun?
Yeah, right now we're in the thick of baseball season, so I actually have season tickets, and I love to go with my wife and my family.
Outstanding. Kyle, how about you?
I try to keep it pretty simple. Whenever I'm not at the keyboard, I'm generally in the weight room, watching hockey, playing hockey, or doing something outside with my friends, my girlfriend, or my dog.
Fantastic. Love it. Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Digitally Irresistible podcast. This is an important initiative for iQor, and really appreciate the collaboration that we get, Kyle and Chris, from your organization, and really appreciate you sharing your expertise with us here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you both.
Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Digitally Irresistible podcast, where we cover the optimization of digital technologies and irresistible people, delivering a great employee and customer experience that has a measurable impact on the business. Brought to you by iQor. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast player so you don't miss future episodes.